Hey all, hope y'all are doing good. So today we are going to do the day 8 and the name is what's under the Christmas tree. So we'll first deploy this because we are not a proper subscriber, so it will take time to actually deploy. Okay, title is okay, this CM and NMP, but we'll wait for 1 minute to get the IP address. Now let's scroll down. After a few months of probation, McEager has passed with glowing feedback from MaxKitty during the meeting, asked for more access to the best festival company internal network as he wishes to know more about the system he has sworn to protect. MaxKitty was reluctant to agree. However, McEager's heroic action in recovering Christmas, MaxKitty soon thought this was a good idea. Uncharted territory for McEager. He had no idea how to begin finding out the information for his new responsibilities. So it's basically the enumeration. Thankfully, TBFC has a wonderful upskill program covering the use of Nmap. Excellent. Getting started. Before we begin, we have started. In today's learning objectives, exploring the Nmap picture of service firewall, try to understand how it will be useful. Nmap scans can be detected and blocked by the use of firewall. So this is the important point. And once we are blocked by the actual server, then we cannot do Nmap or anything. So that's why it is recommended whenever we are trying to test any site, or we are trying to do bug bounty, or we try to do any other stuff, we should never directly use our IP address. We should use OpenVPN or any other kind of VPNs. Basically VPNs, stick with VPNs. Okay, basic Nmap functionality, glaze over the basics with Nmap scan types. So this is again the scan types that we have discussed yesterday, that a specific video where I have mentioned all the scans and what happens in the each scan. So the parent or the foundation for each of the scan is nothing but the three-way handshake. So three-way handshake, I can say it's a green or happy path. Now different scans we will do, and all those scans that we are going to talk now, like say TCP scanning, is nothing but some or the other changes done in the three-way handshake so as to identify the response, so as to get some conclusion by doing some or the other changes in the packets that we are sending as a client. Okay, so TCP scanning, there are two types of TCP scans that you will be using in Nmap. On the surface they seem to perform the same thing, however they are very different. Okay, before we break this down, let's illustrate TCP three-way handshake. So this we have covered yesterday, so I'm not going to we are not going to deep dive into this again. So just follow the day 7's video and there you will be getting it. Okay, so since in acknowledgement and acknowledgement, how the number counts, increments, decrement, all that we have already discussed. Okay, so basically today we are going to do those scans with the Nmap. So S means scan, now T means okay, so ST for connect scan, SS for syn scan. Now what happens internally? So for syn scan they have given us example. Based on that we can say, okay, let's discuss that first. So SYN-ACK is sent, and SYN-ACK is sent where? In the second pass. So first the client sends the SYN packet, and then the SYN-ACK is sent back to the client by the server. And instead of sending the acknowledgement that I want to that as a client, even I want to connect the I want to do the connection, we send the reset. RST means reset packet to close it. Now multiple attempts filtered. Now not only this, but also since fewer packets are sent across, there is a less likelihood of being detected. Okay, so one point is SYN-SCAN is nothing but a modification done in the three-way handshake, that instead of connecting we are doing the reset, so the connection is closed. Okay, now connect scan, there should be some privilege required for this, and using the Berkeley socket API, which has quickly formed to be a standard method of how the services like web apps communicate in an OS. As a result, a package sent by Nmap. This scan is easier to detect and takes longer time. Moreover, as three-way handshake completes as if it was a normal connection, it can be logged a more convenient way. Okay, so this is the actual three-way handshake, the connect scan. Okay, now timing templates. So okay, so about this we have seen a flag called -v, -v, -v. So similar to that we have -t0 to t5. So what is the meaning of this? Like whenever a packet is sent to a port by the Nmap for the purpose of scanning, now basically it will wait for certain duration. Okay, now if I say that your duration is n seconds, I want you to wait for double that second, then I will give double v. I want to tell Nmap that wait for triple the default timing, then I will give triple v, so it will wait for 3 times n seconds. Similarly here t0 means quickly 0.3 seconds. Okay, t5 means okay, so t5 waits a mere 0.3 seconds. Okay, so t5 means quickly, t0 means the slowest one. Okay, so based on the noise, based on the uh, based on like how, like what level of security is present on the web server, maybe we can choose a timing just to avoid getting caught. Even if we are getting caught, there should be no issue because we are on VPN. So that's how the VPN has its own advantages. Okay, so we can switch or do something like take some alternate path, but once our local IP is blocked, then we cannot. So that's why it is not recommended to use local IP when doing any such thing. Okay, an introduction to Nmap scripting engine. Fuzzing we have covered in this trick only. Brute forcing, yes we did. Exploitation, okay, this we have not done. So at the time of writing, the NSE comes with 603 scripts. Okay, so let's try to open this. So where it be slash usr slash share slash nmap and then scripts. Okay, so if I now do ls, you can see all these scripts, right? So all these scripts comes by default, like we can use it for multiple purposes. Let's see if in the lab we are going to use some or not. Okay, now scripts, yeah. So those scripts which comes along with the nscr uh, nmap script engines. Okay, take for example, there is this script. The script attempts to exploit ftp service by running pro ftpd version, the version which is fingerprinted by nmap itself. Okay, we can provide the script by using this flag additional scan type. So hyphen a means aggressive, hyphen o means os detection, hyphen p means specify a port, hyphen sv means version fingerprinting. So this will fingerprint not only the systems but also the operating systems or any other. Okay, defending against nmap scans. So if suppose I am the server and I want to protect my servers from any kind of nmap scans, I have some tools available like intrusion detection system or fraud or prevention system. So all these tools, where will I install? I will install them on my firewall. My firewall means, in the sense I'm talking as though I'm a server. So on the server's firewall I'm going to install those. So server has need to have a firewall, right? So pfSense is one such a firewall. So Snort and Suricata allows blue teamers to protect their networks using network monitoring. For example, you would install services on firewall such as pfSense. Okay, all this is fine. This is just a simple rules. We will block some payloads, we will allow something, and some new payloads come and those seems to be suspicious, so it will be blocked for the next time. That's how this firewall or pfSense is helping us here. Okay, so all this is fine, all this is good. T3, yeah, when we will use T1 T2, all these things. Okay, now I think we are good with the deployment, that is fine. So what is our first thing? When was Snort created? So let's just google it. Snort 1998. So Snort is nothing but one kind of network intrusion detection system just to avoid any, for example, Nmap. Okay, so 1998. Okay, submit. Using Nmap, what are the ports on 3 services running? Okay, let's do that. Okay, first let's copy the IP address, and this is like a simple thing, we don't need any specific. So let's simply do Nmap control shift. We are not giving anything. Okay, so let this scan do. Meanwhile, let's check for others. Okay, so what is that? Run a scan and provide -pn flag to ignore ICMP being used. So what is ICMP? So basically, before trying to scan anything, first Nmap will check whether that port is active or not. So to check whether that port is active or not, or something is running on that port, it will basically send an ICMP packet. Now if it's getting the response, mean the port is active. So that is what happens. So what pn flag is doing is, it is simply saying that forget ICMP, consider every what I can say, consider every port as though it is an active. Okay, so don't check whether it is an active or not, simply consider that as though it is an active. So run a scan and determine -p flag to ignore being used if determine if the host is up. So they here we are not, they are just asking us to explore, that's it. Okay, so let's do that as well. -pn. Okay, and meanwhile we found the 384 twos and 3389. 84 twos 3389. Okay, so these are the ports that we found and we are writing it in the lowest to highest. So we are good with this and we started this thing as well. Now experiment with different scans such as -a. -s for aggressive scan and -sv is for versioning. A specific term is given to -sv. What we call that, I've seen here only, version fingerprinting. Okay, and let's just scroll down and get back to our original thing. They just want to execute at this here, we will do that. Just for exploration, use Nmap to determine the name of Linux distribution that is running. So this also we should get with the versioning. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, here we are done with this flag and I don't see any other results, but I don't see any other result because there is no maybe it is like whatever ports it try to scan, even without ICMP we are not able to detect any other thing, which is that basically hiding from us. And which, so hiding from us, when we can say, when basically the ICMP packet is sent and the port is active but it is not sending us the acknowledgement. Okay, so in that case we can say that because of ICMP we were not able to detect an active port. And why we use this flag, because let's consider Windows. So there, for some of the version, for some of the system, and there is some custom configuration with the help of which it will clearly block the ICMP packet. So even though port is active, the Nmap will not detect and it will simply ignore it. Okay, so that's why we generally go with this flag. Now what we see here is, I forgot what was the question. Okay, use Nmap. Okay, Linux distribution. So let's see if we are getting anything here. No, we are not getting anything here, so let's just clear this and we will use aggressive scan here. And let me try to copy this and let's run the other one as well. So clear, Ctrl+Shift+V. I hope now the font is visible. And what was the other flag? The versioning, that is -sv, not versioning, version fingerprinting. So -s capital V. Okay, so we are doing both at the same time. Let's see what is the result, and then based on that we might get this. Now use Nmap's network scripting engine to retrieve the HTTP title of the web server based on the value returned. What do you think the website might be used for? Okay, we'll do that. And now use different script against the remaining services to discover. So here, okay, once we'll do this, then we can go for this. So let's see if we got any result or not. Okay, we are good here. So here with the aggressive scan, I can see that I see Ubuntu. Okay, so this is Ubuntu Linux protocol. So operating system is Ubuntu, Ubuntu, that is the Linux distribution. Now HTTP title. So if we come back here in the -a, we got all this, and in -sv we got a bit less details, but here we are getting mostly about the version fingerprint versioning. Okay, so what we want to do now, it's talking something about HTTP title. So use the Nmap script to retrieve HTTP title of the web server. Okay, now here if I see on port 80 TCP, there is a HTTP title thing going on. So what I will do is Nmap, I hope the font is visible, Nmap, and then -script, and if we go to script, user share Nmap scripts, and then we have HTTP title. So this is our script and we want to execute this on Ctrl+Shift. No, I have copied 10 217 195. So on this we want to execute. Now it will try to execute the script on all the ports, but since I know that HTTP title is running on port 80, why not restrict the number of ports? So for that I can say that, hey boss, please do nmap scan only on the port 80. So that's why we can get the result quickly. So I can see HTTP title internal blog is running. So what kind of site it could be? It could be a blog site. Okay, so blog, that's it. Submit and hyphen a hyphen svb are done. So we can use similarly different scripts on the web server, and we can narrow down to a specific port. It's up to us. Okay, so we are good with this. So that's all for today. This is completed. Now the most important thing that we forget to do is we should terminate this. Okay, though it will terminate after an hour, but unnecessary we are consuming uh, the resource given to us for learning. So close that. Okay, so that's all for today. If you like my explanation, please do click on subscribe button, please do click on the notification bell, and share with people who are learning, just who started learning and who are interested in this domain, or who are already have a good grip but again want to clear up their foundation. So share with all of them, and any kinds of comments or any other kind of techniques you would like to try, or you have tried and you have liked it, please do mention such kind of things in the comment section. So that's all for today. Practice as much as possible, make the best use of the lockdown, and thank you.